It is OU wearing the anthracite, better known as gray uniforms, for the first possession.
And notice early, Cam Carter guarding Javian McCullum. Cam Carter has struggled with fouls at times.
Three-point attempt from Otega Owe, bounces off, no good. Owe, 53% from beyond the arc. You see the K-State starting five, the usual five for Jerome Tang's team. They look to trap Perry along the sideline. He dribbles out for Carter. There's the drive. Carter had it knocked away by Jalen Moore.
That's great help defense. One-on-one. Cam Carter can knife through to the rim.
Owe, a three from the other side, bounces off. Offensive rebound and put back there by Jalen Moore.
Jalen Moore has been playing well. So athletic. You have to block him out. But if you notice how Kansas State is guarding Otega Owe, although he's shooting 53% from three, they are more worried about him attacking and getting downhill than they are about him knocking down the three-point shot.
King, it seems unusual. First two possessions of the game for OU to be three-point attempts from Otega Owe.
Yeah, but they're giving it to him, so he's assuming he needs to shoot it because they are literally backing off.
Porter Moser's team coming off a heartbreaking one-point loss to Texas Tech on Saturday, 85-84. Lost at home as well to Texas earlier in the week by 15.
And that was the game, the last game against Texas Tech. When you look at it, they played well. They honestly might have played better than Texas Tech. They out-rebounded them. The field goal percentage was pretty much the same. The only area, the biggest difference was free throw percentage. They went 15 for 24 from the free throw line. Had they made their free throws, probably would have walked out with a win.
Quick substitution for K-State. Jarrell Colbert in there now for McNair as a jumper from the right elbow. That's off the left side from Otega Owe. So he's missed his first three from the field. Now he comes back defensively and knocks it out of bounds. Jerome Tang's team, 2 losses last week. One at Iowa State, the other at Houston.
I mean, you go to Houston, that's one of the hardest places to go to, especially, I feel like their defense is already really good, but when they're playing at home, I feel like their defense goes to a whole different level.
Yeah, playing at Hilton Coliseum is no cakewalk either, usually for teams going in there.
I mean, that too.
That's the difference, is the 2 losses last week for OU both came in Norman, the 2 losses for K-State on the road. Kaluma fires a 3. It's off the heel, tipped around to Uzan. So 2 minutes in, the only bucket of the game. A putback from Jalen Moore. Here's Jalen, who's sealed off by David Gasson. Uzan chased by Carter, trying to keep the dribble. There's a 3 that's short from Javian McCullum. McCullum came in 3 for his last 17. Three-point shooting, then the long lob. Kaluma cannot connect.
That was a great find right there from Tyler Perry in transition, throwing the lob from around the half-court line. He puts it in a perfect spot for Kaluma. Kaluma just mishandles it and doesn't walk away with the 2 points. Nonetheless, even though he missed a wide-open alley-oop dunk, you still can't foul 94 feet away from the basket.
Uzan uses a screen, tried to use the screen for Godwin, who rolled, and then that was completely blown up by the K-State defense.
One of the main rules as a point guard, never leave your feet unless you know where you are going to go with the basketball.
Colbert fouled by Jalen Moore. First team foul against the Sooners comes just about 3 minutes in. And it's going to put the redshirt sophomore transfer from LSU, Jarrell Colbert, at the line. He is a 65% foul shooter this year.
And Jarrell Colbert is a guy who is earning himself more and more minutes. Every single time he's out there, he's bringing something to the table, whether that's his offensive rebounding, his rim protection. He plays hard, plays with the motor, and he's earning Coach Tang's trust.
Actually in year 2 with K-State, sat out last year as a redshirt, played as a true freshman at LSU. And misses both free throws, so it stays a 2-0 game. Oklahoma 1 of 5 from the field to start tonight. K-State admit their first 3. This is a Moore 3. Jalen Moore knocks down the 3. He's shooting about 40%. Doesn't shoot a ton. That's the 13th he's made this year.
And when he's knocking down perimeter shots, this OU team can be extremely tough to beat because now he gives you another option on the wing, especially from the 4 spot.
Moore has scored the first 5 points of the game. Cats looking for their first 3. Gasson off the front rim, and a Godwin rebound clears it.
Not really a shot that Coach Tang probably loves, with Gasson stepping out shooting the 3.
And a long pass found Moore, but then he loses it and turns it over. Tyler Perry can't get past Oweh. Gasson says, I'll take the open 3. It's just a little long. K-State missed their first 5 from the field, and missed by Oweh. And a foul underneath coming on Kansas State. Off and running from Manhattan, and right now, the 5 points. Jalen Moore, the only points of the game.
Throughout humanity's existence, there have been ideas, strides, and accomplishments. Simple changes that redefine everything. For example, this will be the last moment you ever think of soda as being a dirty word. And that's because this soda, Poppy, has none of the bad stuff. Instead, it has all of the flavor. The future of soda is now, and it's called Poppy.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination. Carl?
What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
I will not break a sweat when I take the stairs.
I will not break a sweat when I take the stairs.
I will dunk on the hoop over my garage.
I will dunk on the hoop over my garage.
I will insist it's regulation height even though it's definitely not.
I will insist it's regulation height even though it's definitely not.
I will be able to open the jar of pickles.
I don't like pickles.
What about kosher dill?
No.
Half sour?
Ew.
Full sour?
No.
You like cucumbers?
Oh, yeah.
That's a pre-pickle. Let's go. Oh, excellent. One more.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend is right here in Toronto, home of the CN Tower, standing taller than these guys in net.
Unbelievable. Spectacular save.
With cuisine tastier than moves like these.
It's not real.
If you show your best this weekend, you might end up here.
That's hockey, baby.
So welcome to Toronto.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend, Friday and Saturday on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+.
Let's take a look at our Big 12 storylines this week. You got Houston beating Texas in overtime on Big Monday. 5th straight win for the Cougars. What else is going on around the Big 12? Well, how about 8 teams in the AP Top 25? Not a surprise. That's the most of any conference around college basketball. And Texas Tech in first place right now by half game over Houston. Tech right now at TCU, down 4 at halftime in Fort Worth. But Jerome Tang, Grant McCaslin, who both were on the Scott Drew staff, and Grant McCaslin in his first year in the Big 12 making an immediate mark.
Who would have thought? I feel like nobody expected Texas Tech to do what they're doing, but Coach Mack is one heck of a coach. He's doing his thing right now, getting those guys to play hard. And they're just gritty. They're tough.
Sooners out to the 5-0 lead. All 5 points have come from Jalen Moore. K-State is trying to avoid something that happened to them on Saturday in Houston. They fell behind 11-0 in that game and didn't score for the first 5:49 of the contest. They're scoreless through the first 4 minutes, 5 seconds. So far tonight as Godwin is 69% foul shooter, misses the first. One and two for Godwin. Hughley, a late sub to the table, is going to come in for Godwin.
And if you notice right now, They took Gasson out. Kansas State put Kaluma at the 4. They put more shooting on the court because they were leaving Gasson wide open, which messed up their spacing offensively.
True freshman number 8, R.J. Jones, in the game for Kansas State. He averages about 9 minutes per game off the bench for the Cats.
And when he comes into the game, he wants to shoot threes. Hit a huge one against Baylor, and that's just what he does.
Carter doing what he does. Drives, can't finish, but Moore was able to grab the rebound, but stepped on the baseline, so it's back to K-State. Cam Carter, and he got hit in the face. He's kind of shaking his head there, but you talk about a guy that likes to get downhill. That's the man.
And because he is so quick and so elusive, his first step is super quick. So he's a really tough cover because he comes at you really fast, and his finishing is honestly better than it's ever been.
Cam Carter had a team high 16 points in the loss at Houston on Saturday. 4 on the shot clock as it comes in to Colbert. Down to 2, down to 1. Jump hook off the right side, and Moore yanks down the rebound for OU. K-State has missed their first 7 shots tonight from the field. Soares in the game. He had a huge game off the bench Saturday against Tech. Hughley down low, can't finish. Then goes over the back of Colbert. Do not count the bucket, and it's a foul on John Hughley, the 4th.
And this is a good call. He gets the angle, maybe gets hit on the wrist a little bit, but tries to go through Colbert to tip it in. That's a good call, an offensive foul.
Trey Darthard is checked in for the Sooners, number 0. I mentioned that Rivaldo Soares has already come in off the bench for OU after a big game Saturday. Day-Day Ames, number 4 with the dribble for K-State. Darthard and Hughley trap him, and then Ames throws the ball away. Bounce pass, McCollum in transition, scores. And that's what OU fans want to see a lot more of from Javian McCollum.
And that's a great bounce pass from Otega Owe. Threads the needle in transition, puts it to where only Javian McCollum can get it, but McCollum with the left hand, left foot finish, highly skilled.
Owe stumbles and falls on Kaluma and picks up the foul.
Let's take a look at this finish right here. First off, this is a good trap, which allowed this turnover to get out in transition. Owe threads the needle, left hand, left foot finish, got fouled, should have been an and 1. But Javian McCollum is extremely skilled.
Uzan will come in for McCollum for the Sooners. The floor game for Uzan has been very good in Big 12 play. 2 or fewer turnovers in each of the last 6 games. Saturday against Texas Tech, 5 assists, no turnovers for Uzan. Here's the shot from Ames that's missed. You got McNair back in the game, going after the rebound, and he has it bounce out of bounds off K-State. Tyler Perry will take the spot of R.J. Jones, as right now Jerome Tank just trying to find some kind of combination to get some offense going.
He just needs answers. The ball is not falling. You just need answers right now. You need somebody to put their head down and just go attack.
Hughley screens. Uzan has the bigger McNair on him. Feeds Always missed his first 4 shots from the field. Moore's been hotter, but he misses, or Soares that is, and it's out of bounds off OU. K-State 0 for 8 from the field. 4 of those attempts have been threes. Carter lost the dribble, able to get it back. Deflected by Soares, and with 9 on the shot clock remaining with K-State.
You have to be careful on the ball screens when you're going up against OU because they trap. And when they trap extremely hard. We saw Day-Day Ames have a turnover earlier.
Down to 3, down to 2. Perry kicks it off. Did he get it off in time? Or round it out? Pass underneath, looking for Owe, picked off by Arthur Kaluma. Kaluma driving, crashed into the defender. Offensive foul on Kaluma. LaTre Darthur takes the charge for the Sooners, so the scoring drought continues to start the game for K-State.
And that one was close. Let's take a look at this right here. Darthur was set. The rule is you have to be set before the offensive player's second foot plants. He was set right there. That's a charge.
And Kaluma, who averages 15 points a game and has been their best three-point shooter in conference play, 46%, on the bench with 2 fouls 7 minutes into the game. Hughley on McNair. McNair got a block. Out of bounds to K-State as Will McNair defensively for the Cats. Well, for K-State, this is turning into a repeat of Saturday from Houston. And it took them a while to get the offense going in that game. Started out 0 for 5 against the Cougars. They are 0 for 9 to start tonight.
And the biggest difference is they're at home, though. Being on the road, especially against a team like Houston, it's a little different as opposed to having the home crowd behind you.
McNair spinning on that left pivot foot, uses the dribble for Perry. Hughes in, now Hughley looking to trap Perry. Tried to split the two, lost the ball, it rolls to Gassan. 5 to shoot, Perry gets it from Gassan, a 3, in and out. Rebound offensive, McNair, 3, left side. That one's not there for R.J. Jones.
And the offense of Kansas State right now looking a little discombobulated.
0 for 11 starts on the field for K-State. 6 of those have been threes. R.J. Jones, a freshman, earns the foul there for K-State. All right, now the 5-man combination on the floor for K-State. McNair, Carter, Perry, Gassan, and Jones.
I think if you're K-State, the answer has to be Cam Carter. Cam Carter getting downhill would probably be your best bet right now in this moment when you need a bucket.
Here's the thing that you can take away if you're K-State. They're only down 8-0.
Yeah.
Even though they've missed their first 11 shots 8 minutes into the game.
The defense has been good.
McCollum can't score on the reverse. And the Sooners are now 3 for 12 to start tonight, so they aren't exactly lighting it up. Soares gets the block on Gassan, who is set up in the low post. He's going to go to the line when we come back after the foul. Actually, they're going to give it to Godwin. 8-0 Sooners to start tonight.
You know, with the new Rivalry Riches instant ticket from the Kansas Lottery, you're supposed to scratch both sides. Well, suit yourselves. But with Rivalry Riches, you could scratch your way up to $50,000. Just be sure to play both sides.
In less than 3 years, furnace and AC costs have soared by 35%. New 2024 regulations will push prices even higher. But Kate's is offering a warehouse sales savings solution. Available from top brands like Carrier, Rheem, and American Standard. Save up to 20% on new equipment from yesterday's prices. 10-year warranty included. These won't last, so call today for a free estimate or visit us online for more details. So who can help you save before prices soar? Kate's can.
Culpepper smothers one, gets up, fires a first and gets him. Now Pelletier will drive one deep towards right. Back is Madron. Back to back for K-State. K-State
Welcome back. Big 12 now at ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 fans. Here's a look at tomorrow's men's basketball matchup. We got number 18 Baylor in Orlando taking on UCF, Cincinnati, West Virginia. Both those games will tip at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. And if you're a Big 12 fan, it is a must-have. You can sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now. These two teams, we mentioned OU and K-State, desperate for a win, each having lost their last two. Maybe a little tight. They're combined 3 for 23 from the field to start the game, with the Sooners 3 of 12 and K-State 0 for their first 11.
I don't know if it's bad offense or good defense. Which one you going with?
I think the bad offense, to be completely honest, can probably take more of the blame here. It's just been, well, I think you used the word discombobulated.
Yeah, but you know, as a basketball player, sometimes the ball just doesn't fall. And eventually you have to keep shooting and get yourself out of slumps. But that's the only way that you can get out of these slumps, is by continuing to shoot. And eventually it will fall. Because both teams are getting decent looks. It's not like they're forcing bad shots.
Hold on, that applause. They got their first point just over 8 minutes in. And now we got a basketball game.
Oh, my goodness.
Says, yes, we do, with a emphatic flush.
Oh. I wasn't expecting that from Sam Godwin.
Jones was spinning around and traveled. That's 4 turnovers for the Wildcats.
Can we get a replay of that?
You ask, you shall receive.
The fake handoff into the body right there. Sam Godwin, sneaky athlete.
And he's another guy with his play in the low post. Having him hitting on all cylinders is important for OU. McNair knocks that away. So a 10-1 lead for OU to start the game. And 8.5 minutes in. K-State on the board with a free throw at the 11:49 mark. Still looking for their first made field goal. McCollum. Back to Uzan with 7. Soares. One dribble. Godwin got it to go. And once again, Sam Godwin now with 4 quick points for the Sooners.
And he's been a little bit up and down as of recently. Hughley has gotten more minutes because he's more of a floor spacer, 3-point threat. But when Godwin is bringing his motor, when he's playing well, he elevates their offense because he averages 3 offensive rebounds per game. So every miss, he's almost trying to get, he's crashing the glass hard.
Gassan on a back, Soares down, he turns, shoots, and scores! And there's their first made field goal. It comes at about the 10.5-minute mark.
Something we typically don't see too much from Gassan. He's more than capable. I like that post-up more than I like him stepping out shooting those threes.
McCollum, quick pass, Moore, reversing too strong. It's out of bounds. Possession staying with Oklahoma. But again, if you're Jerome Tang at K-State, it's been about as bad an offensive start as you can imagine. But you're still only down single digits midway through the first half.
You're not in a bad place at all. You just have to continue to try to get stops. Because whenever your offense is this poor, you have to rely heavier on your defense.
3 to shoot. Lob.
Oh!
Godwin couldn't finish it off, but Gassan contact with the body. And David Gassan, his first personal foul.
I think we're seeing the athleticism of Godwin, an area of his game that really doesn't get magnified that often.
1 of 2 from the line tonight. Now make it 1 of 3 for Godwin.
And this right here is just a beautiful play. 2 goes towards the basketball. Uzan puts it in a spot where only Godwin can go get it and tries to reach back and get it. Honestly, probably would have been a flush had Gassan not stepped over.
Missed them both. We are midway through the first half in Manhattan. And I don't think I've ever said this at the midway point of the first half of any Big 12 game. It's 12-3. Man. Who's going to find that offensive mojo for K-State? Day-Day Ames dribbled into a crowd. 5 to shoot. Cam Carter. Then that kind of start for K-State. Around and out. Long pass. It's a dangerous one. Somehow out to Moore to stuff it home. 7 points for Moore. So he has half of their 14.
And that's what makes Uzan so special. That's why NBA scouts at the beginning of the season love this kid. His passing ability at 6'4" is something you typically don't see. To play the point guard spot, a lot of potential right there.
That last long pass, he threaded about as well as you could have done. Gassan knocked out the ball by Godwin, and it's out to Oklahoma.
Look at this pass right here. As soon as Uzan catches it, his eyes are immediately up. Tyler Perry is down low. He puts it to only a spot where Moore can get the ball and he can elevate, use his athleticism over Tyler Perry. Uzan, what a dime.
And Tyler Perry listed at 5'11". If he's 6'2", that might probably is a steal. See the points in the paint, 10 of the 14 for the Sooners. Uzan off the mark with a 3. Carter trying to get past Uzan. Scoop and score.
And that's just where he's special at. Getting downhill. I mean, he's shooting the 3 extremely well, especially during conference. But getting downhill, because he's so quick, that is where he is special at.
Away from the ball, you get a foul on Will McNair, his first. Sooners are going to sub in Hughley and Darthard with Godwin and Uzan going to the bench. 9-point lead for OU. With 8:20 to play in the first half from Manhattan. Throwing it in deep to Owe right over top of Perry. Collins setting up the offense. Hughley out front. Looked for more. That was well defended by Carter. Moore on the baseline. Down to 3 to shoot. Spins and he travels. And that's 4 Sooner turnovers. Slip under the 8th-minute mark. Kaluma back in the game, playing with 2 fouls. Day-Day Ames tried to dribble drive, lost the handle, turns it over between the legs, dribble up the floor by Moore. McCollum trying to get downhill. Does and scores. Second bucket of the night for McCollum.
Split the defense, off of the pick and roll, snake the ball screen. I want to talk about a really high-level move.
Sooners with their first double-digit lead. We get a foul as we come to a timeout.
We talked about Jaden McCollum and slicing through the defense, making it look easy.
I'm making plays. I'm at the football game. What? I'm at the grocery store. What? I'm at the combination football game and grocery store.
Wait, he's at the football game and the grocery store?
Nah.
He's at the combination football game and grocery store.
We're watching the whole game. Hold on, our team just scored. You don't have to choose between football and the grocery store.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
At Target, try fast and free drive up. Try fast and always free drive up at Target.
Remember in school when you learned complicated math stuff like sine and cosine and you think, will I ever use this in real life? Well, the answer is no. But a kettlebell squat, well, that's the opposite of whatever cosine is. Knowing the proper way to do a dumbbell row is more useful than knowing the atomic weight of magnesium.
36?
Maybe. And you'll get a lot more out of cardio than you will knowing who ruled after King Tut.
Queen Tut? King Tut Jr.?
Sounds good to me.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend is right here in Toronto, home of the CN Tower, standing taller than these guys in net.
Unbelievable. Spectacular save.
With cuisine tastier than moves like these.
It's not real.
If you show your best this weekend, you might end up here.
That's hockey, baby.
So welcome to Toronto.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Weekend, Friday and Saturday on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN+.
That last sequence before the timeout, Owe just picked up his second foul for the Sooners. So Owe, who averages 14 points per game, he's been in double figures the last 5 games in Big 12 play. 0 for 4 from the field, and now on the bench with 7:17 to play, scoreless so far today. So Owe has 2. Kaluma has 2 for K-State, but has been playing since getting foul number 2.
And part of the reason is they need scoring, and they know that Kaluma can provide that.
He is at the line shooting 2 as we come out of the break. K-State right now just 2 made field goals, 2 of 14. 1 of 4 from the line tonight. This crowd is just waiting to cheer more and more K-State offense. Calmly hits both. Cuts it to a 9-point deficit, and now they're going to pick up some pressure full court. He throws long to Moore. Only McNair back, and now Jalen will wait to get the offense going in the half court.
That was a good decision right there. Jalen Moore could have tried to take McNair one-on-one. He pulls it out, makes the wise decision.
And a lob from Hughley to Jalen Moore. And Jalen Moore has 9 first-half points, 9 of their 18.
And that's just too easy right there. McNair lost track of where the ball was, and he's getting subbed right now because that's inexcusable.
Away from the ball. OU foul. Trey Darker is first.
Completely just takes his eyes away from where his man is. Moore cuts back door, and that's just too easy of a bucket. Especially when games in the Big 12 come down to 1 possession. You cannot allow something that easy.
1 possession game is exactly what the Sooners were in Saturday in Norman, losing by 1 to Texas Tech. Kaluma. His pass right into the arms of Darthur, who then fumbled it a bit, but does come away with possession for OU. 7 first-half turnovers for K-State. Soares. Rivaldo Soares was on fire in the Texas Tech game. He came off the bench with 19 points, hit 3 threes on Saturday, and we're going to pick up where he left off, and that's a timeout for K-State.
He just brings so much to this team. The energy that he brings is contagious, and now his offensive game is starting to match the energy, and he's going to a different level and bringing the offense to a different level, and Rivaldo Soares is playing confidently.
He had 19 points, 10 rebounds Saturday against Tech, his first double-double of the season.
Well, right here, good pass by Javian McCullum. Gets it to the paint, finds the open man, makes them play 2-on-1 on the backside, which allows Torres to be wide open.
Take a look at where the points come from for Rivaldo Torres, the Oregon transfer. Almost kind of split evenly between inside the arc and outside, and gets to the line quite a bit too. Largest lead of the game for the Sooners. You know, King, I've heard it said where a lot of times good defense kind of gets offenses started and leads to offense. For K-State, has their bad offense at times led to some bad defense for them tonight?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that you don't want to have happen with your players. A lot of times when you're on the court and you miss a few shots, now you start getting in your head and your effort on defense is not the same. Whenever you make a few shots and you're juiced, now you give more energy on the defensive side. You always have to give the same amount of effort on defense as you do on offense, regardless of what the outcome is on the offensive side.
Hassan was patient. Now has 5 points. Starthard with the dribble, loses it out of bounds. K-State is saying that was the last touch by the Sooners. The officiating crew disagrees. Jeff Hartness, their lead official, making sure that Taj Manning, who was checked into the game, is right on top of the baseline there on the inbounds pass from McCollum. He goes over the top of that screen from Godwin and gets called for the grab.
Let's go back. Take a look at this save right here by Cam Carter. Just shows his athleticism. And David Gasson taking his time, good pump fake, gets the defender in the air, allows him to get the easy 2 points.
17 fouls against K-State. That is putting McCollum at the line for 1-and-1. He's a 92% free throw shooter this year and misses the first.
That's why you don't say anything. 92%, all of a sudden, you jinx the man.
Misses the front end. Torres able to deflect that, and then Godwin tried to throw it in play before it bounced out of bounds. Godwin kind of crashed into the seating area over there. Kind of hit his chest. Tega Owe has come back in the game with 2 fouls for OU. K-State still trying to find some answers offensively tonight. Just over 5 minutes left in the first half with 1 to shoot. Manning does hit the rim with a 3-point attempt, and it's run out by McCollum. K-State 0 for 9 3-point shooting, and there is Javian McCollum. We mentioned at the top of the show, King, about some Big 12 growing pains for him and Perry on the other side, and Javian's kind of working through his tonight. Paluma airballs a 3 that goes out of bounds.
Look at this McCullum move. 1-on-1. My man has game, and he's so smooth with it. The crossover into the high pickup, floating away from the rim with the hook shot. A lot of guards cannot make this layup, especially not kissing it off the glass.
And I think Porter Moser not only happy to see the ball go in the bucket, but seeing McCollum playing with some swagger here in the first half. Some confidence.
And that was the biggest thing that Porter Moser talked to us about. It was instilling confidence in Javian McCollum going through this rough stretch. He has to have confidence because if Oklahoma wants to have that level of success that they saw earlier on in the season, they need Javian McCollum to be better.
Kaluma just picked up his 3rd foul with 4:27 to play in the half. But to finish the thought on McCollum as Owe goes to the line to shoot 2 here. Obviously McCollum had a big non-conference, got going pretty well in Big 12 play, but when this conference started becoming more physical with him, I think he kind of sulked a little bit, and Porter Moser said, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, and he's not the biggest of guards. He's really talented, really skilled, but he's not the biggest, not the strongest of guards. So some of these guards in the Big 12, they're going to climb up in you. They're going to make it tough on the catch. You're not going to be able to get away with a lot of things because a lot of times physicality can overcome talent.
McCollum listed at 6'2", 160 pounds. OU now 1 of 7 from the free throw line, and it was free throws that really was a big difference in their loss to Tech on Saturday. Finister 3. K-State now 0 for 11 from beyond the arc to start this game as Perry bumps down Soares. A foul on Tyler Perry.
Kansas State is not getting bad. They're not getting bad looks. The looks that they're getting, a shot by Finister is not a bad look. They're just not, the ball's just not falling. And however, on the opposite side, Tyler Perry, you can't foul a guy in that type of situation. You have to let him get by you because now you're just giving OU 3 points.
Perry, by the way, only 1 shot attempt here in the first half. It was a 3-point miss, so he is scoreless so far in this game. Soares hits the front end of a 1-and-1.
And I think Tyler Perry just has to be better flat out. He just has to be more aggressive offensively. When you look at his last few games, he's only averaging 6 points in the last 3, and there's times where I don't think he's aggressive enough. We saw what he could do last year in North Texas, and he has to be that Tyler Perry. Yes, he's become a better passer, but he has to be more aggressive to look for his shot.
4 minutes to play first half, 25-9 OU.
To go back to Perry, when we saw last year, Marquise Noel was a perfect example. He was an elite passer, one of the best in the country. But when it came down to it, my man was looking to score, and he could go get a bucket. I think Tyler Perry's not as good of a passer, but I think he can score on the same level that we saw Marquise Noel.
Soares falls hard to the court. A travel on the Sooners as we come to a timeout with 3:36 to play in the first half. 25-9 OU.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
Well, on Saturday at Houston, K-State got off to a slow offensive start. They got off to an even slower start tonight. Didn't make their first field goal until almost midway through the first half. Scored their first point at the 11:49 mark from the free throw line. And are down 25-9 with 3:36 left in the first half.
It's been a rough one. You know, what I find interesting, though, is even though they only have 9 points, Oklahoma only has 25. And 25.5 isn't that great either. So the ball will fall eventually in this game. If you're Kansas State, now you're just in a deep hole, though, and you have to fight your way back.
Perry, chased by Darford and Godwin. Boy, Darford all over.
That's great defense right there.
Turning, shooting, scoring. Tyler Perry's first bucket of the night. But like you said, Darford was draped over him with some great defense.
No, that's amazing defense. One-on-one, staying in front of your guard and Tyler Perry. He just hit a really tough shot.
From the left corner, Jalen Moore having the big first half. 12 points.
Well, coming off the ball screen, Milos Uzan is one of the best guards in the Big 12, making decisions off of the pick and roll. Coming off, they helped off the same side, which is something you typically don't see. Located the open man.
Perry tried it high off the glass. Gassan tipped it out to Carter. Taj Manning for the three. An unlikely source for the redshirt freshman from the Kansas City area.
And right now, Coach Tang is just looking for answers, and Taj Manning might have just given him one.
That was his first made three in his collegiate career. That miss by the Sooners snapped a string of 6 straight that they had hit from the field. Second opportunity for Carter, but first, no, it's Sooner ball.
Cam Carter did a good job right there getting to the lane. Javian McCullum slid up, tried to take a charge. Cam Carter tried to avoid it midair, which threw the layup timing off, and which led to a miss.
Taj Manning called with a foul underneath that wiped out that Carter bucket. 2 shots here for Jalen Moore. Sooners in a double bonus. Not liking the replay that they saw on the big screen. Well, the Sooners are actually shooting 48% from the field now, 11 of 23, 3 of 7 3-point shooting. But with that made free throw by Moore, just 4 of 10 from the line. Now make it 4 of 11. K-State 5 of 23 from the field, 22%, and that made 3 by Taj Manning. Their first made 3 in 12 attempts tonight. Perry, 3, good. Here comes K-State. They pull it back within a dozen. Timeout OU.
And that's the Tyler Perry that he has to be. He's looking to be more aggressive in the last 2 minutes. Right there off the ball screen. If you do not step up, Tyler Perry will knock it down.
OU was up 17 when it was 28-11. K-State cut it to 12. Let's go back and look at that sequence at the foul that was called on Manning underneath their offensive basket.
Well, right here, Carter tries to avoid the foul. And he pulls the right arm down of Jalen Moore. And Tyler Perry stops on a dime right off the ball screen. He just knocks it down. They need more of that to get back into this ball game.
This is the only meeting of the regular season between these teams. So with Oklahoma leaving for the SEC after this season, this is probably the last time the Sooners are going to play on this floor for an extended period of time. Sooner ball out of the OU timeout. Suarez with Manning on it, leans in and scores. Crowd wanted to travel.
A one-on-one bucket, uses the chicken wing to get the angle. What a bucket by Suarez.
Carter, spin move, puts it up off the glass. Finister crashing the boards is foul.
And take a look at this Suarez bucket. This is just a grown man finish. Gets away with the hook, but grown man finish right there. And right there, hits him with the hook. Oh, he traveled.
Oh, he
the right foot. Oh, the right foot moved about 2-3 times right there.
Redshirt freshman Dorian Finister at the line. That was just the 9th free throw attempt for him on the season. This will be number 10. And he's now 6 of 10 from the line on the year, hitting both. We get back to a 12-point game. McCollum almost loses it, and then Carter gets the foul. And the foul's really mounting up on both sides, but primarily with K-State. That's just the first on Carter.
Jerome Tang has to watch himself right now. He's really close to getting a technical foul. Really close.
K-State has Kaluma on the bench with 3, Taj Manning 2. Oklahoma has Godwin and Owe with 2 fouls apiece.
Let's take a look at this right here.
Another hook?
Another hook, but before the hook, Cam Carter reaching in there right before.
Javian hits both free throws. He has 8 first points, averaging 14 per game. Under a minute to play in the first half from Manhattan. Perry, 3 off the front rim. Hughley going after the rebound, bounces it off the floor and able to retrieve it in the corner.
Yeah, right now, if you're OU, you have the 2-for-1 window, but you have to go quick though.
Hughes hand, 3 short, but there's more with the putback. And what a first half for Moore.
How good have these wings for OU been in Moore and Suarez? What they have been bringing to the table has really elevated Oklahoma overall.
Jalen Moore, 15 points, 6 of 7 from the field. Cats holding it for the final shot of this first half. Down to 3, down to 2. Perry, time runs out. The other time was against Nebraska in a game they lost here on their home floor, and has been their only loss at home this season. They lost by 16 to the Huskers. If they count one way or another, count the basket for McNair, his first field goal.
That's a good adjustment right there. Off the pick and roll. Have the big roll faster. Typically the big was rolling way too slow. They didn't get anything out of it. Have the big roll faster. Sometimes don't even set the screen and slip and allow the backside to be wide open.
Let's see what the Sooners do on their first possession of the half. McCollum sends it to the corner for an Ortega 3. He has been off the mark with that all night. After the offensive rebound by Godwin, loose ball, Perry and Moore going after it, and Moore, it's the body of Perry and picks up the foul. Number 2 on Jalen Moore.
Right there. McCollum comes off of the ball screen, makes the right read. Ortega Owe in the corner, but Kansas State is allowing Owe to shoot that 3. They have to give up something, and they're giving up Ortega Owe's 3-point shot, despite his numbers being so high.
So OU right now has
Oh.
3 players on the floor with 2 fouls, and that was almost thrown away. Carter saved it, but Uzan was there for the live ball turnover and gets fouled underneath the bucket.
And Arthur Kaluma right there just has to be smarter. Throwing such a bad, wild pass, putting Cam Carter in a tough spot. You have to be smarter than that. You're too old to make those type of mistakes.
Olway, Godwin, and Moore with 2 fouls for OU. Kaluma's been playing with 3. Perry just picked up his second. And that free throw hits about every inch of the rim and goes in for Milos Uzan. First point of the night for Uzan, who was scoreless in the first half. And knocks down both. He was 0 for 2 from the field in the first half, Uzan. They were both a couple of 3-point attempts. There's your foul trouble for K-State. With some threes. Now has 8 points.
Sam Godwin has to be up on the ball screen. It's almost like you'd rather Tyler Perry try to blow by you than pull up for that short 3 because he's so good at that shot.
Godwin, hard screen, knocked Perry just about off his feet. Tough angle shot missed by Olway. Can't find one tonight. Godwin the offensive rebound, and it's tied up. Possession arrow favors OU. Otega Olway, by the way, 0 for 6 from the field. Has not scored yet tonight for the Sooners. Cam Carter's 1 for 7 for K-State. Kaluma 0 for 4 with 2 points from the line. Column 8 points in the first half. Here's Javian with the bigger McNair on him, and McNair fouls him as he released the shot. McNair picked up his second. That was a 3-point attempt.
Good separation right there by Javian McCullum. One-on-one on the ISO with the bigger McNair. He saw the mismatch. He does a great job of creating separation as a guard to be able to get the shot off.
Through the last 2 games, averaging 8 points, 9 so far now, 10 tonight after that last free throw, and another one still to come. Javian came in just 3 for his last 17 from beyond the 3-point line. That was over a 3-game span. He's only attempted 1 3 tonight and missed it. Here, he makes all 3 free throws to push the lead to 16. McCollum and Perry, and as Gasson came up to set the screen, McCollum generates the foul, just his first.
And he was pressing up, trying to fight over the ball screen because he knows how deadly Tyler Perry is. One dribble right off of it, shooting the 3. So he tries to press up, but right there, pressed up a little too hard, which drew the foul.
Perry and Uzan here. 2 minutes gone here in the second half. Perry gets it to the left elbow, down the lane. Looking to reverse it, just flips it high. Didn't even hit the backboard, comes down near the baseline. And a foul. They would say it went out of bounds and off to OU.
Milos Uzan is a very underrated defender. We talk about his passing all the time because he's really, really great in that area. But one-on-one, his defense against Tyler Perry tonight, when you look at it one-on-one, it has been spectacular. He stayed in front of him, hasn't reached in, continued to cut him off, used his body. Milos Uzan clamping down.
They did call a K-State foul on that last sequence. The number 1, Gasson, his second. That's a more 3 off the left side. And with Godwin and Carter chasing the rebound. And it's going to be David Gasson, who just picked up another foul. That's 2 quick fouls on Gasson. He now has 3 and will depart for Jarrell Colbert.
And Sam Godwin crashes the glass so hard that if you're not paying attention, if you don't block him out and make immediate contact, he will make you draw a foul because he's going to go chase down the basketball.
Oweh looking for his first bucket of the night. McCollum beats it back to Otega Oweh. He drives and still can't get his first of the night. Moore going after the rebound. He got smacked on the side of the face by Cam Carter. That's the second on Cam. The student section here at Bramlage Coliseum are ready to lose their mind. Godwin has to fight for the inbounds with Colbert. Oweh driving. Otega Oweh 0 for 8 from the field. Roseanne touches that last. Suarez is going to come in for Otega Oweh. Oklahoma, all their scoring has come from the line here in the second half. They've missed all 6 of their shots from the field. 2 of those have been threes. Finister, skip to Carter. Cam launches a 3. It's well short. Suarez takes it ahead for OU. Gives it right back. Perry along with Finister. Perry lines up the 3. Good!
That's a great play by Finister right there. 1-on-2. Has the ball, makes the right read. Could have went to go score, but got it to his shooter. Good 3.
His third 3 now has 11 points, and now going for the steal on Godwin. Looks like he just earned the foul, and that's his third. Jerome Tang likes the effort, though.
First off, this is a good, aware steal. Finister could have pushed it, but located Tyler Perry, allowed him to catch it in rhythm. Easy 3 points.
For the second straight game, Oklahoma not having a good night at the line. Really cost Porter Moser's team on their loss Saturday to Tech. Went in. Kaluma almost helped it go in. Porter Moser was wanting a substitute with Hughley that he didn't get after the made free throw. Carter 3. In and out. Four minutes gone here in the second half. Oklahoma still has not made a field goal in the second half. Moore will go to the line again. Into a timeout after a Colbert foul. 41-27 OU.
I need to try it first.
If you're looking for good times and great rewards,
Riverwind is your place to play.
With almost 3,000 of your favorite games. And 2 table game pits in 2 high-stakes areas.
Celebrate the season of love with our Leap into Love giveaway.
Play to win your share of $80,000 every Friday in February.
Welcome to the best casino in the metro.
Well, probably like most people, the word cancer, it scared me, scared my family, and it was determined that I did have a severe case of prostate cancer. Pretty much since I was 18 years old when I joined the military, I wanted to help others. I wanted to serve others. It's very hard for me to allow others to take care of me. without Stevenson Cancer Center, I don't think that I would have had as much success as what we're experiencing now.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
I need to try it first.
Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma, where world-class scholars and scientists are connecting to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
That is a graphic you really, honestly don't want to see, but I'm glad we're showing it just to give folks an idea of what has taken place so far tonight. 4 minutes into the second half, 27 combined fouls, only 22 made field goals between the two teams. Of those 27 fouls, 18 against K-State, and they've already committed 7 here at the under 16 timeout of the second half, meaning that OU, which is already going to the line to shoot 2 because of the foul on Colbert before we went to the break, OU is going to be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Wow. That's a long time, and especially when you're down 14, already in the bonus. The biggest thing if you're K-State is you have to be able to be aggressive without reaching, without fouling, because every single time you put your hand in, automatically 2 free throws. Well, 1 and 1. But still, if he makes 1, it's automatically 2 free throws.
And the line is the only place where OU has scored here in the half. They're 0 of 6 from the field, but now 7 of 8 from the line.
As a basketball player, playing without fouling, especially when you're in a hole, is so hard to do. Because sometimes you want to make that big steal. You want to have those big moments, those big plays to get you back to swing the momentum. But it's harder to come about now because you have to be careful of the fouls.
Kaluma, Soares, and Hughley with the trap. 5 to shoot. Finister. Kaluma, 1 dribble, goes up, turnaround jumper, good.
And that's a good bucket right there by Arthur Kaluma. But out of that double, Kansas State's weak side spacing has to be better. Somebody has to cut, which allows the lane to open up, and on the backside, you create a mismatch.
That was Kaluma's first made field goal of the night. He had missed his first 4. There's a foul on the Sooners, an offensive foul. Hughley's second. Five minutes elapsed here in the second half. Perry feeds Colbert. 3 dribbles. Goes up with the right hand. It's off the heel. Hughley held defensively.
Putting Colbert in a very tough spot right there. Not really a one-on-one post scorer, but good defense right there by Hughley.
Uzan changes direction back to the rim, but Carter able to catch up from behind. Whoa, Perry. And Hughley commits the foul on Colbert.
This is the right call. Colbert tried to get a tap on it, but his left arm was held down by Hughley. And Jarrell Colbert just brings so much energy off of the bench.
Hughley the first Sooner to 3 fouls. Tyler Perry, Kaluma, and Gassan all have 3 for K-State. Loose ball picked up by Colbert. Carter drives past Moore. Gets fouled by Hughley. There was a Moore on the backside nonetheless. It's going to be on Hughley, so that's his fourth. So he's quickly to 4 now. At the under 16, the fouls were 18-9. Now it's 18-12. Darthur, Godwin, Owe all checking in for the Sooners. Moore checking out. He has a game high 17 right now. A 14-point deficit for K-State. They trailed by as many as 17. 1-2 for Carter. He has 4 points. He's 1 of 9 from the field. Finister punches it out. Soares preventing Finister from getting to the ball is the complaint that Jerome Tang has. He rolled out of bounds untouched after Finister knocked it away.
Game starting to get a little chippy. Cam Carter and Soares jawing back and forth. You can see the intensity starting to amplify right now, Mark.
It is kicking up another notch. It's a McCollum drive, blocked by Colbert. Carter vying for it. So is Godwin. It skips to Owe. Bounce pass down low. McCollum out for a dart through 3. Owe crashing the boards, but it bounces to Carter. They've got numbers. Back for Perry. A skip. Finister. Underneath Colbert, going for the slam, and Godwin prevents that with a foul. Number 3 on Sam Godwin.
And you can see Kansas State starting to play with a little bit more juice now. Off of the transition bucket. It's a good drive and good dime, and that's how you have to attack the rim, even though it looked like Sam Godwin might have got all ball right there. But that's how you have to attack the rim in this level of a game. Jarrell Colbert drop step, looking to flush everything.
So Kansas State went the first 9.5 minutes of the game without a field goal. Oklahoma here in the second half. Here we are 6.5 minutes in. They don't have a field goal in the second half. They're 0 for 9.
Got a pendulum has swung.
Colbert for the strike. Trims it down to 11 and gets the K-State crowd right back in it. Soares answering. Technical foul against the Sooners. Brooks Wells called it. He told Porter Moser, nope, he committed it. It's Soares after the basket.
This is a good take, and this is a grown man, strong finish, but the reaction is what got him the technical, but it didn't start there. Brooks Wells said he talked to him earlier about talking about drawing, and he continued to do it. The second time is what allowed him to get this, what made him get called a tech. It wasn't the first time that Brooks Wells gave him the warning, but the second time caused Brooks Wells to tee him up.
So Oklahoma's first made field goal of the second half led directly to a technical foul.
And as a player, Mark, this is when the psychological battle comes in. When you're trying to climb back from a deficit, one of the hardest things to do is cut it to single digits.
Yes.
When you go from double digits to single digits, it's one of the hardest things to do.
Just thinking the same thing, King, because K-State's right on the cusp here.
Yeah.
Down 11. And like you just said, the first thing this crowd's going to notice if they get a bucket right here is it's in single digits, and they're going to be even more into this game.
And I don't know why that is, but single digits when you're playing in a game just feels so much different than a double-digit lead, whether it's 10, whether it's 11. It just feels so much different. The difference between 10 points and 9 points.
At the under 16 timeout, it was 18 fouls to 9 in the game, K-State. Now it's 18-15.
Both teams are in a bonus right now.
Yes.
With 13 minutes to go. We are going to be here a little minute, Mark.
It's going to be a free throw contest as well as whatever else is going on the floor. Kaluma misses the front end, batted out by Finister. Carter 3. And Moore able to salvage the rebound for OU. So it stays an 11-point game, 7 minutes into the half.
And they got the offensive rebound, but Cam Carter should have kicked one more to Tyler Perry because he was wide open.
Uzan chased by Carter back towards midcourt. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 5. Owe hasn't scored yet tonight from the field. Had it knocked out of his hands. The shot clock expired. Owe was expecting a foul. And Porter Moser in the ear of Marcus Pettigrew. 8 turnovers aside now tonight.
The contest by Jarrell Colbert. These are the little things that he's bringing to the table that's allowing Coach Tang to trust him and put him in the game in pivotal moments like right now.
Perry can't get past Godwin. Darthard helps out. Kaluma. Ball fake. Lost the ball. 3 to shoot. Finister's going to have to put it up. Batted by Colbert. Kept alive Carter. Perry. 3. Staying with K-State. We've already had a couple of opportunities in this sequence. Under 12 minutes to play in Manhattan. In an 11-point game.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals.
PGA Tour live on ESPN Plus. From the Pacific to the playoffs, every tournament starts on ESPN Plus. Stream your own way with 4 unique feeds. PGA Tour live on ESPN Plus.
Let's it fly! Unbelievable! There is nothing better than Duke Carolina. There is just something magical about this rivalry. Oh, how sweet it is!
Remember in school when you learn complicated math stuff like sine and cosine and you think, will I ever use this in real life? Well, the answer is no. But a kettlebell squat, well, that's the opposite of whatever cosine is. Knowing the proper way to do a dumbbell row is more useful than knowing the atomic weight of magnesium.
36?
Maybe. And you'll get a lot more out of cardio than you will knowing who ruled after King Tut.
Queen Tut? King Tut Jr.?
Sounds good to me.
Hockey stars will shine brightest in Toronto.
Hockey game is the best game you can name, and the best game you can name.
The 2024 NHL All-Star Game on ABC and ESPN Plus. NHL All-Star Weekend, Friday and Saturday on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus.
You know, King, if you just look at Colbert's numbers, 2 points, 4 rebounds in 11 minutes, you're not getting the whole story here. His floor game has made a big difference for K-State.
He does so much for this Wildcat team, and like you said, his numbers aren't that impressive. But if you really pay attention to what he provides, look at this. The last possession by OU, look at the contest right there. Does not bring his arms down, keeps them straight up, and he's done this time and time again. The offensive taps to allow multiple possessions. That is why he is gaining more minutes. Coach Tang is seeing the value that Jarrell Colbert brings, and that is why Kansas State is slowly starting to creep into this ball game.
Down by as many as 17. Now down 11. Perry, 3. Brooks Wells on the baseline calling a Kansas State foul. And that is on Colbert, his 3rd. Jerome Tangstang has never led. It took him 9.5 minutes to score a bucket in the first half to start the game. But he almost like he had a little smile on his face there, even though Godwin's going to the line for a 1-and-1 and misses the front end.
And if this game comes down to free throws, I know the one person that they're going to put on the line, based off of how he's been shooting free throws today, is Godwin,
who's about a 70% foul shooter on the year, but just 2 for 7 tonight. And now a K-State travel turns it back over to Oklahoma. Colbert comes out. McNair returns. K-State has been on the cusp of cutting this down to single digits for a while now. Except K-State has missed their last 7 from the field, just 1 of their last 9, and haven't had a field goal in nearly 4 minutes. Finister. That's the K-State foul. His first. And back to the line goes OU. Ninth K-State team foul. It's McCollum to the line for 1-and-1. Oh, man. I've never seen a ball hang on the front rim quite as long as that one did.
You typically don't see that. It's always the back rim, but the front rim is rare.
McCollum knocks down both. Push it to a 13-point lead for OU. You almost get a sense here, King. K-State needs a bucket to get their crowd back into this game right here. Oweh away from the ball. He's had a tough night. No points, 0 for 8 from the field, and he just earned his 3rd foul.
Right there, both teams. And it's so hard to do because you want to be aggressive. You want to really climb up into the offensive player. Both teams love playing on the defensive side, and the way that they trap the ball on the ball screens, typically more aggressive than what you would see out of a college defense. But right now, you have to be aware. 9 fouls both ways. Next foul, you're in the double bonus, so it's 2 shots the rest of the way. You have to be cognizant of being aggressive without fouling and without going overboard.
Oweh comes out. Perry just hit the first or the last front end we'll see tonight. As you mentioned, they'll all be double bonus from this point forward for each team. He hits both. It's at 10, 47-37 Oklahoma. This is as close as K-State has been since it was 16-7. Which was the last time it was a single-digit deficit. Goodwin trying to back down McNair with that left hand, and it bounces on the rim 3 times and goes in.
And when you're guarding Godwin down low, you have to know he wants to get to his right shoulder. He's a left-handed player that wants to get to that left-hand hook.
And one for Tyler Perry.
Good play by Tyler Perry, gets the angle, and when he goes up for the layup, he jumps straight into the chest of Darthard, which makes Darthard's arms come down, and good and one. Good awareness right there by Perry. Good body control in the air, drawing the foul.
He missed a chance. The three-point play there. It stays at 11. You saw, though, that Tyler Perry has had a tendency to have bigger second halves than first halves. Tonight, no exception. For Godwin, waited, and Manning able to come back, but fouls him after Suarez. A nice entry pass there, and that's 3 on Manning. Hope you like free throws, folks. Because we're going to see a lot of them down the stretch in Manhattan tonight. He misses the second. Caroms out to Perry. Perry looks to the bench. Jerome Tank says, go, drive this thing. Gets in the lane. Back for Kaluma.
And that wasn't a great matchup one-on-one. Suarez, the way he defends, especially with his length, Tyler Perry just doesn't have the speed to be able to get by him.
Darthard stripped it from Carter. Gasson gets it back and scores, and it's a 10-point game. They stop it to get some of the perspiration off the floor as bodies were on the deck going after a loose ball.
Coach Tang telling his team on the defensive side, when OU runs the pick and roll, shrink the court and load up. Make them throw that skip pass. OU's guards are plenty good enough to throw that skip pass. Let's see what type of adjustments are made.
OU 2 of 11 from the field in the second half. Most of their scoring has been from the line. They're 11 of 14. Suarez caught contact from Carter. His third.
And I don't think that's a smart foul by Cam Carter. And that's what I mean right there, by wanting to be aggressive, but knowing that you're putting Oklahoma on the line for 2 shots every single time that you try to take that risk. Right there, he could have just slid through the ball screen, but he went in with his arm, with his hands. That's what put Oklahoma on the line. You cannot have those fouls in this type of game when you're trying to claw back.
Kansas State has gone 10 deep tonight, which is pretty unusual for Jerome Tang. It's usually at 7 or 8. 6 of those 10 right now have 3 fouls. 1 of 2 for Rivaldo Suarez.
This is one of those nights where you just need answers.
Yes.
You look for your bench. Somebody has to give me an answer.
Porter Moser has gone 8 deep tonight. Perry down the lane, and one. And K-State has gotten it into single digits for the first time since it was 16-7.
They get the switch, and Tyler Perry attacks who he wants to go at. And right there is Javian McCullum, able to finish through contact. We've seen him do it twice tonight. Something we typically don't see from Tyler Perry. He's more of a three-point shooter, but he's doing a good job getting angles and getting and ones.
Perry had 5 points at the half. He has 15 in the second half. He is now the game high scorer with 20. And it's an 8-point game, and the crowd is back into it in Manhattan. We stop it because Perry has blood on his elbow. Perry with 3 made threes. And then next in line is Gassan with 7. So Perry's had to carry a lot of the load, and 15 of those 20 here in the second half.
In the open, we talked about 2 guys that had to play well, and that was Perry and McCollum. Because they're both struggling, and they were coming off of bad games for them. And both guys have answered tonight, and they're rising to the occasion.
Moore peels to the wing. McCollum, that's a really tough 3. Suarez knocked down going after the rebound, and it's a K-State foul. And as many white shirts as were under the basket, they really didn't need to do that.
And there was no need for that foul by Taj Manning, but I mean, in moments like this, he doesn't get the same amount of minutes, and right there, he's beat. He has the inside position, Suarez does. So he had no choice but to foul.
4 fouls for Taj Manning, who had a total of 6 fouls on the season coming in. Oklahoma still iffy from the line, something that has kept them last Saturday against Tech. And he missed them both. Going after his own miss. It's loose, coming this way, and Moore runs it down. Moore, aggressive again. Darthard, dribble penetration, blocked by Gassan. Perry weaves through traffic. Runs past McCollum, takes contact. And now McCollum is down.
Tyler Perry looking extra aggressive right now. He's hot, he's rolling. He is looking to attack.
So they're going to take the media timeout here. They're going to go to the monitor to take a look to see about the contact. We'll have the verdict on the other side as McCollum has gotten to his feet.
When someone is injured by a large truck, Colombo Law is the law firm people call. Hurt by a truck? Call Colombo Law.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza, pizza.
I'm at the football game. What? I'm at the grocery store. What? I'm at the combination football game and grocery store.
Wait, he's at the football game and the grocery store?
Nah.
He's at the combination football game and grocery store.
We're watching the whole game. Hold on, our team just scored. You don't have to choose between football and the grocery store.
Remember in school when you learn complicated math stuff like sine and cosine and you think, will I ever use this in real life? Well, the answer is no. But a kettlebell squat, well, that's the opposite of whatever cosine is. Knowing the proper way to do a dumbbell row is more useful than knowing the atomic weight of magnesium.
36?
Maybe. And you'll get a lot more out of cardio than you will knowing who ruled after King Tut.
Queen Tut? King Tut Jr.?
Sounds good to me.
The competition's never been better.
This is just spectacular.
The stars have never been brighter. That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
True story. A trifecta of rivalry games can heat up the winter blues.
This is going to be a fight all night long.
First, number 4 Houston faces number 8 Kansas.
There's nowhere better than Allen Fieldhouse, nowhere.
Then it's round 1 of Duke, Carolina.
The best rivalry in college basketball.
And number 5 Tennessee takes on number 10 Kentucky.
Boy, if that doesn't get you going, I don't know what will.
Experience the blockbuster triple header Saturday on ESPN.
Okay, you're looking live at our 3-man officiating crew. Jeff Hartness, Marcus Pettigrew, Brooks Wells talking over what they looked at on the monitor. Here's what they looked at. Number 1, you're getting a foul on McCollum here on Perry, but then Perry's right elbow comes up and hits McCollum in the jaw. So is this a flagrant on Tyler Perry right there with the right arm?
But we've seen this a lot of times so far in college basketball, and there has been a lot of inconsistencies with this call. Some referees say it's a flagrant one if there's any contact above the neck, kind of similar to what we saw in Kansas TCU. And some referees don't even go review it. I think we're about to get the ruling.
However, he got fouled first, therefore, shot comes foul.
All right, we're not getting a flagrant.
Yes.
So Jeb Hartness's explanation to us is that McCollum committed the foul on Perry. So that happens first, and then Perry's arm comes up after the foul on McCollum. So the foul on McCollum is being
But here's what makes this rule so tough, Mark, because they basically judged that off of intent. They said that his arm didn't go up. It was his arm went up, but it was a basketball play. We've seen too many times where they call flagrants this year, and it had nothing to, the intent wasn't there, Mark. In the Kansas TCU game, there was no intent. The intent was not for the guy to turn around and hit him in the face. So they have to fix this rule. They have to get on the same page with the rule. I agree with what the referees just called. It was a basketball play. It wasn't intentional, but we have to be able to get on the same page about this call.
And you're referring to the Uday flagrant call against Dickinson that changed really the outcome of the TCU Kansas game.
Earlier on in the year, 100%.
Game 1 of conference play.
Then last night in the Texas-Houston game, we see a similar play hit to the face. They don't even go to the monitor, go look at it. They have to get on the same page.
Well, it's a 7-point game, always scoreless tonight, remains so. McCollum 3 out front, around and out. Godwin, that is, an offensive rebound and putback. Third opportunity there for the Sooners.
Well, Godwin averages 3 offensive rebounds a game. You have to block him out when you are down low. Jarrell Colbert has done so much good for this Wildcat team, but you have to win this battle one-on-one. And you allow him to get right back to his right shoulder, his left hand. That deep is pretty much going to be a bucket.
The Sooners have 11 offensive rebounds, 4 from Godwin. Jalen Moore has 5 offensive rebounds. Scoop, McCollum, no, but a putback, and there's always first basket of the night after missing his first 9 from the field.
Same thing with finisher right there. You have to block out Otega Owe. He's crashing the glass hard.
K-State was able to get it down to 7. Now it's back to 11 with 7:23 to go. K-State has hit their last 3 shots from the field. Kaluma. Moore stays with him. Kaluma turns, shoots off the right side. Bounces out to Uzan. Long pass, Moore reverses and scores. patiently up the floor Uzan, and then saw an opportunity, and now Godwin trying to steal it from Perry, and they do so.
And you just can't have plays like that. You're trying to claw back, and that's just a really, really bad turnover.
And now always starting to feel his offensive oats. He's going to go to the line to shoot two.
And look at this right here. Just good pass by Uzan. Lobs it up to Moore, where only Moore can get it in. Uzan just displaying his vision in transition.
The K-State foul is on Kaluma, his fourth, so he is the first second Wildcat to 4 fouls, joining Taj Manning. A miss on the second, and Godwin gets called for going over the back. Hey, this week, the Big 12 Conference released the 2024 college football schedule. For more info to find out the schedule of your favorite Big 12 team, check out Big12sports.com. Interesting to see the football schedule with, of course, new teams coming in next year. Arizona, Arizona State, Utah.
A little Deion Sanders action.
And Colorado. Yeah, how can I leave out Coach Prime's team as well? I think there are 9 conference games in football next year. You can find out for sure on the website, Big 12 Sports. And he swishes it. Timeout. Jerome Tang at K-State. 6:38 to play in Manhattan. It's been a ragged game. It's been an emotional one. 57-45 OU right now.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no, a project hiccup.
We need a squeezy bottle.
Good idea. With a more diplomatic approach, your request will get a better response. Problem solved. Grammarly can make all the difference in your professional success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza, pizza. He has his whole life ahead of me. And I don't want to miss anything.
I got you.
I want to make the most of it.
At Target, try fast and free drive up. Try fast and always free drive up at Target.
The competition's never been better.
I would never let a woman do that.
The stars have never been brighter.
Caitlin Clark, 3,000 career points.
Come on, Cameron Brink.
Deja Kelly.
Oh, that was pretty. Amor magic.
Something brewing tonight. There's no stopping us now.
This is just spectacular.
That's our move. Women's college hoops on ESPN and ABC.
K-State's been playing catch-up all game. They are down 12 with 6:38 to go. For OU, 10 assists on their 18 made field goals. And in a night that hasn't had a lot of artistry, King, 4 of these assists have had some artistic flair to them.
And it all started with Milos Uzan just being able to make everybody around him better. You talk about his facilitating at 6'4", being a point guard. A lot of people, especially on the next level, love that. And he just puts the ball in great spots, sets his teammates up for success. Everybody else around has been sharing the ball too, but it starts with Milos Uzan.
Moore leading OU with 19. Tyler Perry 21, 16 of those in the second half. You see the number of fouls, and that looks like a high number. Then you would be spot on. And our free throws continue to go up the free throw attempts as the game goes on. One of these teams is going to end a 2-game losing skid. K-State lost on the road at Iowa State and Houston last week, while Oklahoma lost at home to Texas and Texas Tech. What's been going on with K-State? I'll tell you what, having to go to Hilton and Ames and then down to Houston, that's about as rough a road trip as you can have in the Big 12 these days.
Yeah, it doesn't get too much harder than that.
Sooners trying to add to a lead of a dozen. Quick ball movement. Uziana floater is short. K-State was able to get this down to 7 at one point here in the second half. As close as they have been. Oweh, a steal, and McCollum all alone to lay it in.
That might be McCollum's first dunk of the season.
Three-pointer off the mark. It did qualify as a dunk.
Yes. I mean, it was barely a dunk.
It was close.
But for a guy of his size, he'll take it.
And there's more on the feed for McCollum. And Porter Moser about fell on the deck. Now another opportunity for Oweh, and this would be a slam.
Porter Moser's reaction when Jalen Moore missed the dunk. I've never seen a coach just fall on the ground. I don't know if we can pull it up. I don't know if anybody caught that on camera, but if we can, we have to show Porter Moser's reaction.
5 minutes to go. Deficit to 16. Finister short, going out of bounds to Oklahoma. K-State still tied here with 4:53 to go, but have lost some fizzle on offense. They've turned it over 4 times in the last 3.5 minutes and haven't had a field goal in over 4.
And you can just tell the energy in this building has been completely sucked out.
Finister and Oweh talking amongst each other, but Marcus Pettigrew from the other side of the court saw that and said, both of you knock it off. I think Finister thought there was a turnover. He was about to head the other way and had to hurry back to defend Oweh. Sooners content to eat some clock. Down low, more to Oweh. One dribble, blocked by Kaluma. They're going to say yes. Tie ball possession arrow to K-State. Because of our tremendous crew, King, all eyes everywhere. Here's what you were referring to after the miss slam by Moore. And there's, we see him getting back up. Kaluma launches a 3. McCollum rebounds it off the floor. You know, in a game that's been emotional, ragged, all those different adjectives we've used tonight, is Kaluma just fouled out. Number 5 on Kaluma. He fouls out of a game for the first time this year. And the crowd in K-State have been able to maintain that energy throughout this whole night of deficit for them after the horrific start where they didn't score for the first 9.5 minutes, at least a field goal. They were playing catch up all game, and then I think at about that 5 or 6 minute mark, they just kind of hit a wall.
Yeah, and even being down by 17 right now, I think what you want to see is just a fight. You want to see your team be able to play for, in a sense, pride. I mean, there's still a lot of time on this clock, so anything is possible. But you want to see your team fight, and right now you just don't see this Kansas State team fighting and clawing back.
18-point lead for OU. This is now their largest lead of the game. 17 had been the previous high. There's Perry on a drive and a kick out. Carter thinks about the three and shoots it short. Tipped by Finister underneath a Sooner foul. And we come to the under 4 timeout as Ford just picked up the personal. 63-45 OU in Manhattan.
I know this sounds crazy. I can see the future.
Seeing the future is only the start. There are powers you don't even know you're capable of. There are others who need your protection.
You have to trust me.
Are you ready to embrace this?
I'm ready.
Madam Web, rated PG-13, exclusively in theaters February 14th.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half bacon cheese sticks, half pepperoni pizza is the world's greatest combination.
Carl? What are you doing here? You're picking up for a friend, right?
I'm sorry, PB&J. Here, try some for yourself.
How dare you?
Order online to try slices and sticks with bacon or jalapeno for $7.99.
Pizza.
When you get your next big idea, say sparkly ketchup, Grammarly's tone suggestions can help pitch it with confidence to get your team on board.
Did you see her email?
Already calling vendors.
Oh no, a project hiccup.
We need a squeezy bottle.
Good idea. With a more diplomatic approach, your request will get a better response. Problem solved. Grammarly can make all the difference in your professional success. Download at Grammarly.com today.
The Pro Bowl games are back. And this year's stars show off their best moves as they compete in dodgeball, precision passing, and more in the skill show. Plus, the AFC and NFC meet again in flag football. Touchdown. Can Peyton and Eli Manning coach the league's best to glory? The 2024 Pro Bowl game. Skill show Thursday on ESPN. And don't miss flag football and more skills Sunday on ESPN and ABC.
K-State had gotten as close as 7 here in the second half, but Oklahoma now 12-1 run over the last 4+ minutes. And K-State 45 points. If it were to stay there, that would be a season low. And Jerome Tang's team in danger of a third consecutive defeat here. It would just be their second at home on the season.
And it's tough because you're playing in the Big 12 where every single game is a grind. Every single game is mentally taxing, physically taxing. So to be able to overcome, I continuously say this, I think the team who wins the Big 12 this year will be the team who responds to adversity the best.
Speaking of which, Texas Tech, who started the night with a half-game lead, they lose tonight at TCU 85-78.
Winning on the road is a tough thing to do in this conference.
As we come out of the timeout, by the way, Moore has tied a career high with 21 points.
Shooting two for K-State, number 3, Dorian Finister.
2 shots here for K-State's Dorian Finister. What's on Big 12 now on ESPN Plus tomorrow? You may be asking yourself, well, here is what is ahead tomorrow. The men's hoops matchups. 18th ranked Baylor against UCF. Cincinnati, West Virginia from Morgantown. Both tip at 7 Eastern, 6 Central here on Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. If you don't have it, sign up today at ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now. Pressure in the backcourt is broken in McCollum. Sooners have the clock as their ally at this juncture. Down to 1, and Moore lays it in, and now has a new career high night. 23 points for Jalen Moore.
And this is a lineup that we've seen OU go to a few times, putting Jalen Moore at the 5. And it makes you really, really athletic.
Just the second bucket for Cam Carter, 2 of 12 from the field tonight. He's missed all 5 of his three-point attempts. So 5 points for Cam Carter, guy who averages 16, a team high per game coming in. Two and a half minutes to go in Manhattan. McCollum on the drive, gets it. Feeding Gassan. And that one was very easy for K-State. There haven't been many of those tonight.
Right now, it looks like Jalen Moore is cramping. Porter Moser is trying to get him out the game, trying to get a sub, but
now he says he's good. I can hear him verbally more say I'm good, but they do not want to stop the clock, the Sooners, as it slips under 2 minutes to go.
He's limping right now.
Long pass across. Carter knocks away. Now Moore can come out for Otega-Owe.
And that's what happens, I guess, when you play the way he played. Doing more than he has typically done offensively.
Shot clock was expiring, so McCollum had to put it out. Left it short. 16-point lead for OU with a minute and a half to play. Finister floater. In and out. Oklahoma looks like they will improve to 16-5 overall, 4-4 in conference play. And K-State fall to 14-7 and also be 4-4 in conference play, having lost their last 3 after a 4-1 conference start. McCollum, with a minute left, lays it in.
His change of pace on the ball screen, the small hesitation, the stop and go movements. He's so elite in that.
Perry, short. At the very top of the broadcast tonight, we mentioned each team wanted to see their point guard regain their swagger. I don't think there's any question McCollum has tonight, and here in the second half, Perry has for K-State, though it's going to still be in a losing effort.
And both of these guys played extremely well, and you needed responses from them. You got them. And for OU, I mean, after losing 2 games on the, or 2 games at home, there's no better feeling to end your losing streak than by getting a road win.
Porter Moser's team next plays Saturday in Orlando against UCF, a game that you can also see here on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. That's a 3 o'clock Central Time tip, 4 o'clock Eastern. Big night, career night for Jalen Moore with 23 points.
He's done a little bit of everything. Been able to step out and shoot the 3. He's crashed the glass hard. He's getting to the cup. His game is extremely versatile, a really, really good cutter. I know Porter Moser is extremely satisfied with his performance, with the performance of Suarez. The wings of OU have been playing so well, and not just offensively, but defensively, they cause a lot of problems as well.
Besides the 23 points, he's on the cusp of a double-double with 9 rebounds. Jalen Moore only had 1 rebound in the loss to Texas Tech on Saturday, which obviously was a season low for him. For a guy who averages a team best like 6 rebounds a game.
You know what, Mark? I'll tell you one thing. There's nothing more satisfying than getting a road win in the Big 12.
I bet.
There is nothing in this world more satisfying than in 4 minutes on the clock, you just look around the building and everybody's leaving. There's nothing more satisfying as a basketball player who's been in it a few times. Looking up and just knowing you got to win. You're going to walk out in a tough conference with a win on the road.
And again, with Oklahoma going to the SEC next year, who knows the next time that Oklahoma and their men's basketball team are here on this floor to play Kansas State. This is the only regular season meeting between these teams, so K-State does not go to Norman this year. How will K-State respond on Saturday? They will play at Oklahoma State. That's also a Big 12 now on ESPN Plus game at 1 o'clock Central Time. McCollum comes out. 21 points from McCollum tonight. 6 of 13 from the field. 9 of 10 from the line. Driving lay-in by Perry. Has a team high 23. Timeout. Wildcats with just under 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds.
We mentioned the Wildcats play next Saturday in Stillwater. And here's what's after that. They have to go to Lawrence next Monday. Then out to Provo. Then home for TCU and on the road to Texas. You know, it just is never easy in the Big 12. You can throw up anybody's schedule and you're like, woo, woo, woo.
It's never easy in the Big 12.
So what are the Sooners looking at after they go to Orlando and take on UCF? They get BYU and Oklahoma State in Norman next week, then have to go to Baylor, and then we'll host Kansas. I'm going to put you on the spot, King McClure, because there's been a lot of weird stuff going on here tonight. What does each team take away from this game?
I think if you're OU, it shows that you're capable of winning on the road, which is so hard to do in this conference. So you have to be able to believe in yourself. And after the 2-game home stretch where you were losing, to win on the road gives you a big boost of confidence. And J.B. McCollum got his swagger back. And for K-State, I think the biggest thing that you get from this is Tyler Perry being able to score the ball. And the way that he struggled, Tyler Perry might have got the boost of confidence that he needed. I don't know what much else you can get from this with Kansas State.
You put a ribbon on it as well as could be done. So this 20-point win for Oklahoma, the 20 will equal their largest lead of the game. They won it 73-53 on a Tuesday night.